Hey guys, what's up? Alex here. I'm not currently in a regulated sports betting state. So what I'm doing is just kind of exploring the promotions, the bonuses that some of these offshore sports books have. So as we've said, OddsJam is a very unique product because we have both onshore and offshore sports books. Like you can see in this UFC fight, Johnny Walker versus Santos, you have 5 dimes and you have MGM. Right? So you can kind of scroll through and you can see there are a lot of betting opportunities. There's a lot of profitable betting opportunities, line discrepancies that you can take advantage of. I don't have DraftKings available to me. I don't have FanDuel available to me. Otherwise, I would hammer this Kansas City Royals versus Twins over 9 runs. It's an ARB to Pinnacle, the sharpest bookmaker. But what we're talking about in this video is just kind of the odds boost. So if you go to odds boost on MyBookie, you see they have this World Series boost. They claim it's a no juice market. They're giving you the Dodgers plus 550, the Astros plus 700, the Giants plus 800, and all the teams, or a variety of teams. So the question is just kind of like, is this a good bet? Do we think this is a good bet? So the first thing you want to do is you want to compare prices between different books. So Circa is a pretty sharp sports book. You can see that they're giving odds to win the World Series. Well, if we go back to World Series, odds to win World Series, they're only giving you plus 375 on the Dodgers. So this price on MyBookie, they're giving you plus 500 on MyBookie, what they claim is an odds boost. It actually seems pretty good, right? Compared to Circa's market, at least. MyBookie's giving you plus 700 on the Astros. They're only giving you plus 600 on Circa. Giants plus 650. They're only giving you, they're giving you plus 800 on MyBookie. So MyBookie gives you a lot better odds for a lot of these teams to win the World Series than these US books. Some of them, like Mariners, Circa has plus 6,000. They're only giving you plus 3,700 on MyBookie. So for some of these, you definitely don't want to, place these bets. This looks bad, plus 3,700, plus 3,800 also looks bad. You can get plus 5,000 on Circa, which is, again, a pretty sharp onshore sportsbook that you can bet on if you're in Colorado. So what we'll do is we'll just kind of try to get a sense, okay, Circa's only giving me plus 375 on the Dodgers. I can get plus 500 on the Dodgers on MyBookie. Is this something we want to bet? So what you can use is you can just look to another market. Again, we said this before, but line shopping as a sports bettor is the most important thing to making money. You want to look at a bunch of lines and then try to figure out if the odds you're getting are actually good, right? Is plus 500 Dodgers good? Like Circa's only giving me plus 375, so I think it is, but how do we get a better sense that, yeah, that's a good bet? So what you can do is you can go to a betting exchange as well. So betting exchanges are great because they offer two-way markets and they also show you how much money is on each side. So you can see the Dodgers, so maybe a little confusing, but they're 4.5 back all and then 5.9 lay all. So these odds are in decimal format. So if we go back to OddsJam, man, I really wish I was in a regulated state so I could place some bets. But you can go to calculators, you can go to odds converter, and you can see, if we put in the decimal odds from the exchange, so right here we see, 5.9. So 5.9, if we put in 5.9, that means plus 490 American odds. So you have fractional odds, decimal odds, American odds, and then implied win probability. So different odd types at different sports books, and it's helpful to have a sense of how to convert them. So 5.9 just means plus 490, right? So you can kind of use this calculator whenever you want to. So what we can do is go to Betfair, and we see this is 4.5, 5.9, back all, lay all. So back all, lay all, 4.5, 5.9. So what you can see is what I put here is just, we can label this as well. Back all, lay all, and then terminology. This is the Dodgers World Series market. Right, and this again is on Betfair Exchange. So what we can do is we can see the Dodgers are plus 500. We're trying to figure out if that is good. And Betfair Exchange is 4.5, 5.9. So there's not a lot of money on both sides. Just like sportsbooks will limit your betting size. You can't bet $10,000 probably on the Dodgers to win the World Series on most sportsbooks. This is a pretty small betting size, but what you can see is 4.5 means plus 350 in American odds, and then the lay all is plus 490, right? So 5.9 means plus 490, 4.5 means plus 350, and then this is the amount of money bet on or under back all and lay all. So essentially what this means is there is a guy out there, right, who is willing to pay $32 to buy the Dodgers plus 490 odds. So if we go here, right, you can see 5.9 is lay all. Somebody is willing to get the Dodgers at plus 490 odds. At the same time, back all means somebody is willing to sell the Dodgers for $38 at 4.5, which is plus 350 odds. So what that means is if you wanted to bet on the Dodgers on this exchange right here, right, for a limited betting size, you could get the Dodgers plus 350. So you could get the Dodgers plus 350 odds to win the World Series. At the same time, if you wanted to sell the Dodgers winning the World Series, you could get minus 490. In other words, you could, bet against this guy who wants to get the Dodgers plus 490 odds. You could sell it to him. So you'd be selling it to him at minus 490 odds, right? So if you'd collect, $100, and if the Dodgers win the World Series, you'd have to give him 490, right? That's kind of how exchanges work. So essentially what you can see here is this is the market on the Dodgers to win the World Series. You can get them for plus 350 on Betfair, right? So this is Betfair market. So you can get the Dodgers for plus 350 to win the World Series, and then you can sell them minus 490, right? So that is your two-way market. Now, we're trying to figure out, is MyBookie plus 500 good? And it seems good, right? The guy on Betfair exchange, it's only plus 350. That's the best you can currently get if you go to Betfair exchange. There's some guy willing to sell the Dodgers plus 350, right? Circa is only plus 375. So this plus 500 on MyBookie actually seems pretty good, right? And you can kind of go through and do that for all the different teams. So Astros are plus 600 at minus 880. That is the market. Plus 600 if you want to get the Astros to win the World Series, minus 880 if you want to sell the Astros or bet no, Astros are not going to win the World Series. The Giants are plus 520, minus 780, right? That's the market on Betfair for the Giants. Plus 520, minus 780. Someone is willing to buy the Giants to win the World Series at plus 780 odds. On MyBookie, we can get plus 800. So this bet also looks good, right? And you can kind of confirm it from Circa. They're only giving you plus 650 on the Giants to win the World Series. We can get plus 800, right? So this seems good. So now we have two bets. Both of these look good, right? And you can kind of go through and look at the rest of them. So here, someone is willing to get the Brewers plus 1,000 odds, 11 decimal odds to American odds plus 1,000. Someone's willing to get the Brewers plus 1,000 odds to win the World Series. You can only get, plus 900 on MyBookie. So is that good? Is that not good? Who really knows? You can see the Brewers are only plus 750 on, Circa. So maybe not. It's a little less clear, but the Astros and Giants one on MyBookie, they definitely look good, especially the plus 500. This seems like a great betting opportunity if you're a MyBookie sports bettor. And you can kind of go through and just look at everything. You can, look at the Betfair exchange. You can look at Circa Sportsbook. I'm in Circa, I'm looking at Circa, Colorado right now, right? And I can't even bet on this exchange right now. The reason you're looking at it is you're trying to see the odds they have and figure out if the odds you're getting are crappy or good, right? I have no idea what the Blue Jays should be to win the World Series. I have no idea what is a good price to get the Blue Jays to win the World Series, but I know I don't want to bet them plus 3,800 on MyBookie when Circa is giving you, plus 5,000. So even though I can't bet on Circa right now, all I know is I can bet on MyBookie, and I don't want to bet the Blue Jays plus 3,800 to win the World Series because Circa is giving you plus 5,000. So you can kind of go through, look at these different bonuses, and this is kind of the concept of line shopping, which we talk about a lot with OddsJam, is, right, you want to make sure you're getting the best possible prices. Like here, we see this minus 120 in TCU, Texas. if I were in a regulated state, that's something I definitely want to bet, right? Because it's an arb to Pinnacle, the sharpest sportsbook in the world, which has over 63.5 total points, minus 149 odds. We can get minus 120 on BetMGM, which seems like some insane value. So if we scroll down to over under 63.5, 5 times has it minus 125, minus 120 on BetMGM, minus 150 on DraftKings, minus 149 on Pinnacle. So you know, it seems like there's some good value in this minus 120 over 63.5 points on BetMGM. And you can kind of do that, right? That's the whole purpose of line shopping. You want to be comparing the odds you're getting to other sports books. So we can maybe look at one more example. Like here, right, we see Lions plus 3.5 point spread. You can get that minus 125 on FanDuel. Pinnacle, sharpest sportsbook in the world, has it minus 139. It's almost an arb to Pinnacle. 5 times, another relatively sharp offshore sportsbook. This is a direct arb to. Whenever arbitrage in sports betting exists, you know there has to be a profitable betting opportunity, and it's your job as a sharp sports bettor to kind of figure it out. So you can kind of go through, look at betting opportunities. You can, go into a specific betting opportunity. You can click on it and be like, do I like this? Do I not? So we see in this Michigan State, Western Kentucky game, we were looking at this over 64.5 points, right? It's minus 118 on Fox Bet. It's minus 121 on 5 times. Minus 130 on Pinnacle. Lines are ripping towards the over in this random college football game, Michigan State versus Western Kentucky. And, what you can see is there clearly seems to be some value in this minus 110, minus 110 on BetMGM, right? As well as this minus 110, minus 110. But I didn't even realize this one's even better. Like totals are ripping higher. This is minus 125 on 5 times, minus 125 on DraftKings, minus 139 on Pinnacle, and a pretty big arb to Pinnacle. So if we had both BetMGM and Pinnacle, we could place equal and opposite bets, make risk-free money, and we're getting it minus 110, right? So this is a profitable, positive expected value betting opportunity. And this is really the critical concept of line shopping as a sports bettor, is you want to be comparing all the odds you're getting between books and making sure you're getting the best possible prices, which are highlighted in yellow on OddsJam. And then we make it pretty easy for you because we have tools built on top like arbitrage, like positive expected value betting, like middles, which make it pretty easy to find great betting opportunities. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you have questions about which sports books you should get in your specific location, you can reach out to us. We'll put some contact information in the description, and thanks so much for your time.